restless heart, it has been a long time out here on the journey for a glimpse of paradise. It's getting hard to find a place to go where peaceful waters flow.
Saturday morning, mate. How you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. On our way to get the old bus with the boys.
Please do not swear.
This is Channel 4.
Otherwise I'll end up beeping it.
Yeah.
So currently in the car we have the man, I can't think of the word now, the man who's going to the guillotine later.
The groom.
Poor old Claire.
Groom.
I feel sorry for Claire.
Or the idiot.
She's so wonderful. In the back we got Bobby.
Hey!
Sorry, I did that.
I'm Chris, one of the ushers.
Morning, Chris. Morning, Chris. Everyone knows each other now, we're happy. See, this is where
Don't
we're going.
forget you.
Oh yeah.
Keep round to you.
Me. I'm the photographer.
That's
Good
Mark.
morning, Mark.
He's not only my photographer, he's been a friend for many years.
Which is why he's got a cheap deal on the photography.
And it's why I've messed him around on the phone so many times over the last few months.
Yeah, to be quite honest, he's been an utter
This is Channel 4. You can't swear.
Please do not swear. Mark, you're going to let the sign down. I couldn't stop laughing.
Everyone's here now, David. The boys are assembled.
The boys are assembled in the vehicle as we proceed in a northerly direction to get the double
All I
decker
could do is
bus.
think about you when I was laid in bed last night, Dave.
Oh, there's a worry.
Well, I've got to tell you what it was about.
Can I record this?
If you like, I don't care. Is it being recorded?
It is.
Oh dear, I better not then.
Okay then.
No, go on. Go on.
We were on the coach, and I thought, well, you know, might have a little bit of a windy problem here.
Is that your yard? Oh, cool.
What's going on? You feel brave?
Well, there we are. This is your vehicle, mate.
This is the Love Bus, where I'm going to have all my guests on later on to take them to the hotel. I'd like to say thank you to Keith as well, who's the mechanic.
Hello everybody, you're all welcome.
Because he's put a lot of work into getting the bus up and running. All the family come yesterday and friends and got it all cleaned up, and we're all ready to go. Woohoo! Welcome aboard the Fun Bus.
Hear that banging?
Looking back on the track.
Well, it's 13'10" mark, so I don't know. The Botley Road Bridge is notorious having bus roofs on, so we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, alright.
It'll be a memorable day though if it doesn't go under.
Yeah. Memorable. Yeah.
There, probably go. Just go down and try it.
No, it's 13'6", mate.
How much is a taller than 30?
This is 13'10".
Well, go down and try it.
I don't want to rip. Bob!
She needs to, Dave, reverse and go back at the Botley Road. Yeah. Reverse and go
Right.
back.
Right, let's have a couple of us out there to stop traffic.
Don't worry, it's
Yeah?
empty.
Get David's key. He's left his speech at home. Get his speech on the settee in the front. Don't let the cats in there though.
It's not worth risking it, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Well, thanks for coming so close.
Go indoors.
God alive.
Get David's key. Go into their front room on the settee with the speech. David's speech. Alright, right.
Nigel? No!
You want an air car round here?
Move your car, please.
You want an air car round
Yeah.
here? Or do you want it round there?
No, round here. And Mum and Dad's car round here. You move your car and park it in front of the inns, please. You're a night guest. And then your car round here, Mum and Dad's car round here. Yeah, your stage, aren't you? Wicked. You park next to that silver snow there, as tight as you can. Can you get over any more, mate? You should whack the wheels in that way, just so I can get another car in there. Where was it?
What?
I've got two now.
To what?
So where was the original? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? I didn't have my speech, now I've got two copies.
I know about that, but it's... Oh. Putting on that one. Yeah.
I'm swearing now in front of the public. Oh, Barney's in the driving seat.
Yeah, I got some pictures.
I don't think you're going to get him out of there.
I hope he can drive.
Oh, you got a photograph of that, have you?
I have.
Hello, driver. Hello, driver. Hey there.
All aboard. Tickets. Tickets, please.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm sure we'll manage. All right.
Will the bus come back here at all?
No, but their service bus is right the way through the night.
That's what I mean.
restless heart, it has been a long time out here on the journey for a glimpse of paradise. It's getting hard to find a place to go where peaceful waters flow. I took a walk past the old Saxon well, down by the cathedral. I heard the chapel bell, and joined the people singing far away to go where peaceful waters flow.
And if you don't know by now, you never will.
Only love can find the door.
If you could see it now, it's in your hand.
Only love can reach the shore to heaven. Always she is standing by my side. She's my inspiration, and she's my battle cry. And in her arms is the only place I know where peaceful waters flow.
And if you don't know by now, you never will.
Only love can find the door.
If you could see it now, it's in your hand.
Only love can reach the shore forevermore. Where peaceful waters flow.
My turn! Well done, guys. It's going to be a little bit repeated, so apologies. Well, good afternoon and welcome to Clare and I's special day. And I'd like to thank you all for coming today because it means so much to us. So thank you for being here. I'd also like to thank Auntie Marilyn, who's come in from Florida with a 10-hour delay. So lucky to make it, but thank you also for coming. It's good to see you here. I'd also like to thank Bonnie, in the corner for doing a reading for us in church today. So thanks to both of them. I'd also like to thank Mum, Dad, Neville, Daff, Claire's bridesmaid, Emma, Bev and Sarah, my boys, Bob, Andy and Chris, my flower girls, Katie and Ava, for all their hard work and all the support they've given us over the last few months. So I'd like to raise my first toast, you may stay seated, to the helpers and supporters to us. Helpers and supporters. A bit louder next time. Well, I've gone and got myself a wife. She looks magic today. Magic. Now, as you're all aware, I work for the ambulance service and I work in the community. And I'm Barney. As you know, I'm aware that I work for the ambulance service and I work in the community responder department. And 5 years ago, when I started, my boss, Mr. Tracy, prepared me for public speaking. He prepared me to stand in front of hundreds of people and deliver an interesting, eye-opening speech. So obviously today I'm at ease, stood talking to you. However, the only content that he prepared me to talk about was defibrillators, community response and CPR. And to be honest, I don't think you want to hear all about that. However, the subject of my speech today is actually close related because it's all from my heart. Wait for the R. Well, I just want to tell you the story of how Claire and I met, and I know that a couple of people have said a little bit about it. But I first met Claire's voice on the ambulance radio. I would listen to her talking, and I would always look forward to be able to speak to her when she was in the control room. It was quite hard to get the microphone off of Nigel at times, but it worked. The control room back then was in Milton Keynes, and one day I had to attend HB Quarters Q, and when I arrived at headquarters I actually saw Rachel's car and Matt's car in the car park, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to attend the control room just to go and have a gossip and see how they are, because they were working there. But unbeknown to me, Claire was actually in the control room, and when I walked over to see Rachel to start gossiping, I then walked over to see Matt. I walked straight past Claire, didn't even know she was sitting there. When I went to leave the control room, I just looked back through the door, and there was this girl sitting at one of the dispatch desks. And I made eye contact with her, and I thought, not bad. Claire then asked me, with a couple of others in the control room, who I was. Who was that chap that was wandering around? And then they said, oh, that's Dave England. And it wasn't until I got back into my car that the data terminal screen in the car was actually bleeping, saying, so you're Tango 54. So then I text back to Claire, so you're Claire. And that's how it started. It was a couple of weeks later that I was tasked of getting the mobile control unit for the 2009 Blenheim trials, the Blenheim horse trials. So little Mark and I left Blenheim and went up to headquarters at Milton Keynes, and I put a speech request on the radio and just said that we're on our way, and it was Claire on the radio. And I just got back, yeah Roger, no problem, we'll have a cup of tea waiting for you. So I said to Mark, let's get there. When I arrived at the control room, I got Mark to go and sort the bits out, and I just sat with Claire and had a cup of tea. We was chatting and I was nervously laughing, just sat chattering. And somehow over the weekend, not sure how, better not say to the control room manager in the room, that we actually managed to exchange our mobile phone numbers. Over the weekend we were texting each other, but whilst at Blenheim, I had no signal. So there was one jump, and it was the high hill jump that needed to be covered. And every time the commander of Blenheim said, we need this area covered, I put my hand up and said, yeah, I'll go up there, because I could go up to the top of the hill, and I'd be able to get signal, and I'd be able to text Clare. And the radio would go and say, Dave, you've done your 2 hours, you can come down for a cup of tea. I said, no, I'm quite happy. I can have a pee in the bush. Quite happy, no problem, so just leave me there. We were able to text each other all over the weekend. I asked if Clare would like to meet me by the river at Abingdon for a walk and a coffee, and she agreed. Yes. When we met, I did my usual thing, and that was to talk, and Clare listened. She didn't really do much talking, because I just rabbited on. Our first meal, though, was at the Maybush near Whitney, and only I could pick a pub that's got ceilings that are 5'5" tall. So I'm trying to walk along with 2 drinks to where we were going to go and sit, and I looked a bit of an idiot. But we sat and chatted, and it just seemed to be easy to talk. And when we were talking, it was mainly about the things that we shared passionately in our lives with, and that was our nans and our families and our friends. But we managed to sit down and just chat. It was quite easy. Now, our first date was in Oxford, and no expense was spared because I planned the day. I took her on the open top bus round Oxford because I got free tickets from Mark. And I was trying to part with all my knowledge about Oxford, trying to outwit the lady on the microphone that was on the bus. The tour guide was trying to say one thing, and I said, that's not right. And I was telling Clare a different story. Next was up to Carfax Tower, and we went up all the winding stairs to the top of Carfax Tower. Clare was admiring the views of Oxford, and I was looking at the buses and the ambulances coming up the High Street. We then went to the covered market where we got a picnic. We walked through to the Christchurch meadows, and we sat under a large tree watching the boats on the river, just sat chattering, and we just had our little picnic. And it wasn't until then that I looked at Clare and I thought, she's the one. Wait for the aha. You're doing really well. So, after my cheese and onion crisps, I plucked up my courage and I kissed her. Since then, we've had a few adventures, mainly visiting the hotels in the Cotswolds. We've been to New York, we've been to Venice, and we love going down to the south coast. And she's managed to put up with me on all the holidays, so I must be doing something right. Clare decided that we should get a house. I reluctantly went along with it. So we sold Clare's flat in Wantage, and we started looking for our house. Clare lived with us and Mum and Dad for a short time in Bedbrook before we found our nice little house in Botley. Clare decided we should get 2 cats. I reluctantly went along with that also. On New Year's Day, I asked Clare to marry me. I asked her under the same tree at Christchurch Meadows in Oxford, where we had our first kiss, and she said yes. We then planned the date today, as being 10, 11, 12 at 1300. I love having, this is going to be loud, I love having someone to come home to at the end of a busy day, to share my thoughts and troubles, and I think we have a special caring love between us. always able to talk about anything and care for each other, unless, however, the dinner isn't cooked and the washing up is piled high. It's a different story. Joking aside though, all you really need in life is love, family and good friendships. And today, I'm lucky enough to have it all in this room. You are very special people in my life. And I thank you all for being here. I would also like to remember the special people that can't be here today in this room. However, they still live in our hearts. And their love lives on with us, in us. So, to my wife, Clare. I've done this so many times, I've got through it. My bridesmaids, well, not mine, Claire's bridesmaids. My boys, Bonnie, Mum, Dad, Nev, Daff, family, friends, and the people who live in our hearts. A toast, please. If you can be upstanding. To love and the future.
Love and the future.
To you both. Finished.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you.
Let 'em say we're crazy, I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand, baby, don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this thing together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
I'm so glad I found you. I'm not gonna lose you. Whatever it takes, I will stay here with you. Take it to the good times, see it through the bad times. Whatever it takes,